right. Hey, hey, welcome back. All right, so Aries, let's take a look. What have we got for next week? We got a Six of Pentacles. This is lovely. This is somebody offering energy to Aries. This is somebody possibly, Aries could get a raise. Aries could get, Two of Swords. Aries could get possibly a message from either a Libra or an Earth sign, specifically a Taurus. But I look at this as somebody who wants to offer Aries the opportunity anyway, like, hey, would you like to talk? Now, Aries might be under the impression like, nope, never, not ever, ever again. But this person may be reaching out anyway. Aries may not get this message at first, especially if this person is blocked. It feels like a nice message, but if Aries has this person blocked, they might need to like check their spam folder or something, or they may not get the message immediately. Strength card. That might have just made our Aries angry. Like, what do you mean I'm going to hear from them? I don't want to hear from them. Why do you think I blocked them? And this just says, okay, hang on, because Aries is strong enough to handle anything, right? They might need to, they might actually be pissed off if somebody does reach out. It might be like, the audacity. I obviously didn't want to hear from this person, but it says pause for a second. Don't get mad at Kate. Pause for a second, Aries, and leash the tiger for just a moment and say, wait a minute. And you notice that coming from that third eye, there is a hint that either Aries kind of knew this day would come, or that Aries has been, projecting like, universe, bring me what's in my greatest and highest good. Sometimes when we send that out, the universe is like, yeah, that's totally what I'm doing. Greatest and highest good. Here it is. Even if that's not what Aries wanted. But if Aries sent out what's in my greatest and highest good, universe, I welcome that in. This is a positive energy. This is like, maybe somebody wants to give Aries money that they owe Aries. Maybe this person was a scoundrel once upon a time, but they finally want to pay Aries back. Heck yeah, get that money. Aries deserves their payback, but it'd be hard to get it if Aries blocked this person. So it's like, the audacity. What are they reaching out for? Well, maybe they're actually trying to give the money back. Or maybe this is somebody, with a piece of information that Aries didn't previously have, and it might be good, helpful, useful, or soothing even for Aries to receive this information. We do have a Seven of Swords. Here's the thing. It does look like Aries is going to have to be strong enough to face someone who, although they might be doing the right thing in a moment, they could be someone who Aries is still like, but I still don't trust him. And this doesn't say Aries ever has to trust anybody. It just says to be calm and strong enough to know, I'm not going to deal with anything that doesn't please me, but let me see what this is about so then I can determine if something pleases me or not. All of this just boils it down to, also for Aries to be really honest with themselves, because Aries might have felt like this person was at some point in time going to pull this stunt or try to reach out and be really gracious at some point. And it just kind of feels like Aries shouldn't lie to themselves either about the fact that maybe they knew this day was going to come, or maybe this is something that it's like, yes, maybe I do want to hear what they have to say. Is that the Nine of Swords in the reverse and the Tower in the reverse? I'm sorry, but this storyline really looks like something that was never over, never done, is going to come back around, and Aries always knew that it would. And Aries isn't really stressed about this. It's like, I knew it. Yes, of course I knew that this was coming someday. I knew it wasn't, all said and done. I knew it wasn't all she wrote yet. Sometimes just being honest with ourselves about the fact that, we do know when things are not over. Four of Cups. Illusions, and even feelings of missed opportunities. That's not fun to sit in. And I want to say that Aries has always known, although they've been able to be calm and not distressed about something, Aries is like, I knew one day this person would feel bad about this. I knew that they ran at one point in time. I knew that I didn't want to deal with them when they were in that energy. But if they're coming back around this week to say something, to offer something, I gotta say, all of this just says Aries is not going to be very surprised. Not really. They might be a little pissed at first, but then they might have to be honest with themselves and be like, I knew that this day was coming. And I'm actually not the one in stress mode over this. I knew that it was unfinished business that I'd have to deal with again at some point. I knew I hadn't heard the last from them. I knew that they'd get to a point where they were going to be, you know, longing for me, sad over this, wanting to talk to me. So, surprise, surprise, the day has come. It's just kind of like, well, of course it was going to. Of course it was destined to come back around. Okay, so any message just for how best for Aries to handle this person showing up? Page of Swords, listen closely, Aries. Listen to whatever they have to say. By the way, this person could also be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. They could also be a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. But they are someone who maybe they really have changed, and Aries will be able to see that. Aries will be able to, evaluate what is different about the way they approach me today. What is it they're saying that comes across in a slightly different way. So Aries might notice some changes in them, and that could be really positive. King of Pentacles. If they are offering specifically stability or a payback, a financial, reimbursement, this really does keep feeling like Aries is going to get their money back from somebody who needed to mature, needed to not be a little thief, a little running away liar, and they needed to replenish. Now, sometimes people are thieves of energy. Sometimes people are thieves of emotion. Sometimes they're thieves of tangible items. Whatever this is, it does look like if the encouragement here is for Aries to like watch and carefully note, once upon a time they were a liar. Once upon a time they ran away. Are they, what is different about them now for comparison's sake? So that might just help Aries determine, like how they want to respond to this person. Okay, let me change decks and say, is there anything else coming in Aries this week that could be, beneficial, worthwhile? We have a King of Pentacles again. We have a Princess of Cups upright. So we can't quite escape this. They definitely could be a Virgo, Capricorn, or a Taurus coming out as a King of Pentacles twice now. And this is like an apology. It could also be that this, one storyline sometimes bleeds into another. If we have a person coming in to like give money back that they owe, or give stability, or give back some kind of energy, and they want Aries to see them as a different kind of a person, and Aries actually pauses and evaluates them and says, I do see differences in them, that could change the dynamics in another area of Aries' life. Let's say they transfer some kind of energy or abundance to Aries pockets, and now Aries themselves has more money, and they in turn are able to, share that with someone, gift it to a daughter, a niece, a nephew, and someone like this, as a gift. They have more to share. So we could have like a trickle down effect if this is all about somebody who owes Aries money and Aries is finally getting it back. And now Aries is flush with cash, and now they in turn can go and invest it elsewhere, or gift some of it to someone else, or give somebody else money back that they in turn needed. But I kind of feel like this is all still related. I kind of feel like Aries is still going to be dealing with this person and their apology, and there is a potential for a new beginning with this very same person who once upon a time Aries was not dealing with anymore. Pissed off over, I'm not dealing with somebody like that. I blocked them. I'm mad that they'd even think they could come back. But if they're coming back different, and they're coming back to try to course correct, or coming back to try to give something to Aries, and Aries can tell that it really is different, they're not being who they used to be. What does that mean? What might I be able to fathom thinking or interacting with them? Could I see myself doing that? This says yes, it's very possible. Aries might have a lot to chew on this week. Do I think about this person in a new way? Could I forget who they were before and see them only as the changed individual that they are. Aries might be surprised that they have to battle in themselves a bit with like, I can't believe I would say this, but I'm kind of interested in wanting to be around them. Whereas before I was pissed they would even think that they could move toward me again. But now I kind of want to be around them and see how much is different, what's different. I think that there could be more here, but this is all very much like Aries is going to have to tread carefully, not leap to any conclusions, give themselves time to adjust, adapt, and evaluate this person carefully, slowly. Um, but it almost seems like it's going to be a shocker that Aries would ever consider that they could have feelings of, I kind of want to see where this could go now. Because at the beginning of the week, they're like, no, I don't want to talk to that person. But it's a pretty significant change. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. All right, bye.